The studio lights of The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, blaze in full glory. The audience is already on its feet, clapping, laughing, expecting another lighthearted game segment. But something feels different tonight. A faint tension hides underneath. The excitement, like the air itself, is holding its breath. Sigourney Weaver and Andrew Rannells stand center stage beside Jimmy Fallon. All smiles, all charm, but the camera lingers just a second too long on Sigourney's face. Her smile doesn't fully land in her eyes. No one notices yet. The band hits a cheerful beat, cue cards are handed out, and Jimmy says with his usual energy, "All right, let's play password." The audience erupts. But in the middle of the applause, Sigourney suddenly stops moving just for half a second. Her eyes shift not to Jimmy, not to Andrew, but deep into the audience. And everything changes. The band's music stutters. A producer off camera raises a hand, confused. Andrew glances at her and quietly laughs. "Okay, we're starting already." Sigourney doesn't respond. Jimmy keeps smiling, but it starts to fade without him realizing it. Then Sigourney whispers something under her breath. It's too soft for the microphones, but the camera catches her lips moving. The audience laughs nervously, thinking, it's part of the game, but Jimmy doesn't laugh. He just stares at her, and suddenly, the entire studio feels like it has dropped 10 degrees. Andrew leans closer, uneasy now. "Did you know about this?" Jimmy slowly shakes his head. "No, I didn't." A wave of confusion spreads across the audience. People stop clapping, phones lower, and in that moment, password is no longer a game. Something else is happening here, something no one is prepared for. And what comes next will completely break the rhythm of live television. The stage resets itself quickly, almost desperately. Jimmy Fallon forces a smile again, clapping his hands together. "All right, let's bring the energy back. Come on." The audience laughs, trying to follow his lead. Sigourney Weaver and Andrew Rannells take their positions for the game. Cue cards are ready. The board is lit. The band resumes a soft, upbeat rhythm. Everything looks normal again. Perfectly normal, but the camera keeps catching small things. Sigourney glancing away from the board, Andrew tapping his card, twice then stopping like he forgot why he did it. Jimmy joking about the rules louder than necessary, as if volume can erase tension. The audience laughs, but more carefully now, like they're not sure what they're allowed to feel. A clue is given. Andrew answers quickly. Laughter returns, but Sigourney doesn't react. Not even a smile. She just listens to something no one else can hear. And that's when the first real shift begins. Sigourney suddenly tilts her head slightly. Not dramatic, not obvious, but enough that the camera operator zooms in without thinking. Her eyes drift again toward the same section of the audience. A specific corner, a specific seat. Andrew notices it. This time, Sigourney. He whispers, half joking, half concerned. She doesn't respond. Jimmy laughs lightly, trying to move the game forward. Okay. She's locked in. She's focused. But Sigourney slowly lowers her cue card. The movement is small, but it feels like a curtain dropping. The audience begins to feel it too. Whispers start, a few. People stop smiling. One person in the front row lowers their phone. The band stops their playful rhythm a fraction too early. Awkward silence slips in unnoticed at first. Then growing, Andrew leans closer again. "Hey, are you okay?" Sigourney nods, but it's delayed, too controlled, too intentional, like she is choosing the answer instead of feeling it. Jimmy's smile flickers for just a second. The energy is slipping and no one knows how to grab it back. Sigourney suddenly raises her hand. Wait, one word, but it cuts through everything. The audience instantly quiets. Even the band stops. Jimmy blinks. Okay." Andrew looks confused. Is this part of the game? No one answers. Sigourney doesn't look at the board anymore. She is looking past it, directly into the audience, and now the camera follows her gaze, but it doesn't land clearly, just blurry rows of faces, like the answer is hiding in plain sight. Jimmy steps slightly closer. What's going on? Silence. Then Sigourney whispers, barely audible, "I didn't expect you to be here." A nervous laugh rises from the audience. People think it's scripted, a surprise twist. But Jimmy doesn't laugh. His face changes. Who are you talking about? Sigourney's eyes glisten slightly. Andrew looks between them, now realizing he is completely out of the loop. The studio feels smaller, the lights feel harsher, the air feels heavier, and suddenly a simple game show segment feels like something entirely different, something real, something personal, something unfinished. Sigourney steps away from the game board. The movement shocks the rhythm of the show, her voice soft but shaking just slightly. I thought this moment would never happen again. The audience goes silent instantly. Even the coughs stop. Even the laughter disappears. Jimmy lowers his hands. Andrew doesn't move. Sigourney continues slowly now, as if each word opens a memory she hasn't touched in years. There was someone I met a long time ago. A pause camera tightens on her face. A faint breath from the audience. They wrote to me during one of the hardest periods of their life. Andrew listens closely now, his expression shifting from confusion to realization to something heavier. They told me my work. My characters helped them stay. Sigourney swallows hard, and they said one thing. They said they would find a way to sit in my audience someday just to say, thank you. The studio is completely still. No movement. No sound-only attention. Jimmy slowly turns his head toward the audience. For the first time, he is not a host. He is just a witness. Sigourney's voice cracks slightly. I lost contact with them years ago. A long silence. Then she looks again. Same direction, same section, same seat. And then I saw them tonight. The reaction is instant gasps, whispers, people turning in their seats. Andrew's eyes widen. No way, Jimmy. Takes a small step back, because now the question is unavoidable. Who is she seeing, and why now? The camera slowly scans the audience, row after row, face after face. Nothing obvious, nothing unusual, until a person stands up. The entire studio reacts at once. Gasps. Explode, hands fly to mouths. People stand to see better. Jimmy steps aside instinctively. Sigourney covers her mouth, instantly tears. Already forming, Andrew whispers stunned, "Oh my God." The person begins walking, slowly shaking. Through the aisle, every step feels louder than the last. The studio is silent except for the faint rustle of movement. No music, no jokes, no game. Just reality unfolding live. Sigourney steps forward without waiting. Off, script off, mic off, everything. Jimmy doesn't stop her. No one does. Because this is no longer television. It is something else entirely. Something fragile. Something human. The person reaches the stage. Edge stops. Looks up. Ernie whispers a name. The audience erupts, instantly crying, cheering, overwhelmed. Andrew turns away. Emotional Jimmy looks down, trying to hold himself together. And then everything collapses into emotion. Sigourney reaches them first. No hesitation, no distance, just impact. They embrace. Hard, immediate years collapsing into one moment of contact. The audience roars in emotion, then slowly fades into tears. Even the band lowers their instruments. Andrew wipes his eyes, stepping back. Jimmy turns slightly away, visibly emotional. The hug doesn't end quickly. It lingers, like it's trying to make up for lost time. Sigourney. And finally whispers, "I thought I lost you." The person replies softly, "You didn't." Silence hits harder than applause. The kind of silence that carries meaning, that cannot be edited, that cannot be repeated. Only lived. And in that moment, the entire studio forgets. There was ever a game. Jimmy finally steps forward slowly, voice softer than usual. "I don't think we're playing password anymore." A small emotional laugh spreads through the audience, not funny. Just real. Sigourney stands beside the person still holding their hand. Andrew is still processing everything. The energy has completely changed. No performance remains, only humanity. Sigourney speaks quietly. "We never really know who we reach until moments like this." The audience listens in total silence. Not a distraction, not a single interruption, just presence, just feeling. And as the camera pulls back slowly, the studio that once felt like entertainment now feels like something else entirely. A reminder that behind every story, behind every face in the audience there. I might be a connection, waiting years in the making, unseen, unheard, until the exact right moment, and as the lights begin to dim, one question remains in the air. How many more moments like this are still out there waiting to happen when no one is expecting it?